So within we've got just a mammoth trombone section that's assembled tonight, and within this section, we're going to do a quartet that was arranged by Christopher Zara, another friend and colleague, and someone who was mentored by and learned from and sat along and taught along with Fred for so many years, and is such a good friend. So we're going to bring up Chris Zara, who's going to be playing on this arrangement. This tune is called "The Masquerade Is Over," and one of the persons that traveled the furthest to be here is one of Fred's colleagues and former fellow students, named Jim Martin from St. Louis. He's the bass trombone player. He's been playing in every tune. First of all, here's the thing, you just don't hear bass trombone like that anywhere. It's this amazingly beautiful resonant sound, and he's playing on every tune and just helping the band sound so rich. So I'm going to bring Jim Martin up just for a second to say something about Fred and introduce this tune, This Masquerade Is Over.
Thank you. Thank you, folks. What a great celebration this is of Fred, and you're hearing us talk about Fred. For those that knew Fred, your life was changed after you met Fred. And as everyone said, Fred was this wonderful life force. And I'm going to give you two examples of things that he did. Sometimes when he would need to talk to you for something. So I met Fred in '83 when I was here at Eastman for graduate work. And Ike and Maddie were wee little tots. And Susie was his long-suffering, beautiful wife. Because Fred was everybody's friend. He was this amazing person. So years later, Fred would call and he would change his voice and he'd say, "Hello, Professor Martin. My son Harold is 7 and he wants to take contrabass trombone lessons with you to study Wagner's Das Rheingold." And then he'd say, "Hey Jim, how you doing?" And he'd go and do his thing. So that was Fred. That was one of the nicer ones. And then some other times you would just get a random call when they moved back to Wisconsin. He said, "Hey Jim, no need to call me back. I just want you to know that I've always meant to tell you that when Susie and I go grocery shopping at the Piggly Wiggly, when we go over to the Pig, there's a park in town that's the Jim Martin Park." So he says, "Every time we go to the Pig, we think of Jim Martin." And I called him back. I said, "Thanks, Fred." I said, "I asked him just to put anonymously donated. Don't put my name on it." So I get to play. Fred also played bass trombone. And when Chris did this beautiful arrangement of the Nancy Wilson version of "The Masquerade Is Over," I thought, well, how do you make that happen on a night of celebration like this? Because the masquerade implies a lie or a falsehood. And the truth is, Fred and his music will live on forever. And that's the truth. And the other true thing I know, I think of a quote I heard about Duke Ellington, and I would say the same thing of Fred Sturm. It said, and I'll put Fred's name there, "Fred Sturm touched more people than confetti." That's who Fred Sturm was. So here's "The Masquerade Is Over."
Chrissy Gomez arrangement. The trombone quartet. Jim Martin, bass trombone.